Hello and welcome to another episode of Car Dealer Live. You'll notice today we're inside in a dealership, so we are wearing our face coverings. Joining me today is Alain Descat, who is the Managing Director of DS Automobiles in the UK. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for joining us.
It's very exciting to be here in this new showroom in West London. Do you want to tell me a little bit about your kind of sandwiched in with the two other brands? Is it very exciting to have this new showroom right on this really busy roundabout?
Definitely. I think for us it's to become a flagship for DS in the London, let's say, greater area. We are very proud to be here. I mean, we've got probably the best view here. I mean, on a lot of traffic, which is also good because we want people to have the view on us. So, as you mentioned, we are in the middle, right? But we wanted that to happen to clearly raise the awareness of DS Automobiles as a new brand. We are a young brand, born in 2015 really, when we launched the DS7 Crossback, which you can see here. And then after the DS3 Crossback, which is the second car, sorry about the mask, of the DSs of the new generation. So for us, a new brand is new cars and a new environment. And this environment is really what we wanted for the brand, because you can see it's cozy. Even in a big showroom like this one, you have this Frenchness, which is the core of our identity. So you feel a bit like in a boutique hotel in Paris when you see the lounge, you've got the Nespresso coffee. So we wanted to give that specific French touch, which is our unique proposition.
And you've got three French brands, but it's very different in here, isn't it? It's very, you get that very premium feel. And I feel like people can't see outside and see just how busy it is and how many eyes are going to be on this for you guys. Do you think this is going to see a kind of an increase in recognition for the DS brand? Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's what we want to really show here is that, we're entering a premium market. So when you're a premium challenger in the UK in particular, which is a very busy premium market with very strong brands, and then you're a challenger, it's important that you are credible as a premium brand. Not only the cars you propose, but also the full customer experience you deliver. So the store here is really a manifesto of that premiumness. So we are right there where we need to be. We've got a great space. I think you've seen when you enter in this showroom, before you enter into the DS showroom, you actually, sorry, I'm going to put that in. You actually, so the three showrooms of the different brands are there. But you also have the service area. And DS has a specific service area dedicated for DS customers, where you receive really the premium service right from the beginning. And then you enter the showroom, and then you're able to get a very cozy experience where you'll be waiting here for your service as well, not in the main hall. So you want that differentiation that you noticed between the showrooms is also into the customer experience we want to deliver. Yeah, perfect. And so 2015, I think you said you launched this brand in the UK. Are you 5 years later where you thought the brand should be when it comes to sales and recognition? Yeah, so definitely I think the brand, if you look across Europe, the brand is on a great trajectory because, starting from a spin-off from Citroën, because we had the DS3, which here was a very successful Citroën model, and the DS4 and the DS5. And then in 2015, we decided to actually, we've got a nice plate falling. Somebody needs to put sticks on that. All right. You can't plan these sort of things. Exactly. So basically, we decided to make DS a specific brand, separated really and be a full-fledged premium brand. So when we started that journey, we knew it was a long journey to step-by-step position the brand. But if you look across Europe now, DS overall is now has overcome Alfa Romeo in terms of sales in Europe, and is actually very close to Lexus, on par with Jaguar and close to Lexus. So in terms of where it's positioned in Europe, it's quite strong. In the UK, I think our takeoff is a bit slower,
The main obstacle we have for quick growth is basically the awareness of first entering this market with a new French brand. So demonstrating that we are here as a new premium alternative and a credible one. So, but we are happy with the development. We have today we've got 30. This is our 34th store in the UK.
Right.
Yesterday I was in Leicester, where we opened another beautiful store, a bit bigger than this one, actually. So the path, is good, but obviously will take long to be, immediately or spontaneously in the memory of all the UK
I mean,
customers.
you've got. I think it's on the wall in the Citroën dealership next door that they've been around since 1919. So you've got quite a few years to catch up.
Yeah, for sure.
And obviously, you've now got the electric e-Tense models coming in.
Yes.
Have you had a good reception to that? Does that kind of fit in with the premium SUV?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So those models, both the DS7 Crossback and the DS3 Crossback e-Tense were launched at the beginning of the year. So they are sat on the most modern platforms. So we've got a full electric car that is able to do 200 miles roughly. So that's very good range. And we've got a plug-in hybrid, which is also 4x4, it's very strong, which is brake regenerating, with which you can do a full electric 30 miles as well. So it's a very strong proposition. What's also important for us is this is the future of 4DS, because from 2025, we will only be putting to market electrified cars. So there won't be only petrol or only diesel car. With DS from 2025, you'll have only electrified cars. And one thing which is very important for us is since the beginning of the brand, we started in Formula E.
Yeah.
And you can see here, you see Jean-Éric Vergne, who's our pilot, who was world champion last year in Formula E.
Yeah.
And we've been world champion this year as well with Antonio da Costa. And DS as a manufacturer has been world champion twice. So it means all the know-how that all the learnings from this competition, which is now bringing all the premium manufacturers together, we take and we put into our cars to make sure that we get the best technology fitted into those cars.
And I mean, you've been with Formula E since the very beginning, wasn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. So we started at the beginning of Formula E when it was actually only a few manufacturers involved. And now, if you look around, it's probably the fastest sport, growing sport on the planet. You've got all premium manufacturers nearly are involved. It's a very tough competition. That's why, for us, being a small brand, winning there in the arena, with all the most famous premium brands, is very strong. So it shows one important thing is that DS is a challenger and is starting its growth, but we are backed by the PSA group, which is a very strong group. We've got the best engineers, the best technologies. And we've invested a lot into building, those DSs that every year will come to market. You'll have a new car. So next year will be a new car, and then after another DS. So this showroom will step by step get richer with a wider range of products.
Very exciting. And so a big problem, though, for electric cars is supply and batteries. Do you feel like you've got the strength of PSA behind you, that you'll be able to deliver on that?
Yes. So for the moment, we have no supply of battery issues. I mean, we happen to have brought some cars in the country, so immediately we have availability of stock.
Brilliant.
Because we anticipated, when we launched the car. So, but for the long run, we are not worried. Those cars, they are built on platforms with also other PSA cars. So with the scale of the group, it's not a worry.
And how has your September been with the new 70 plate coming in?
So September, is still going on because today is the last day, of course. But I think for us, the important thing is not just about the immediacy of pushing volumes on the roads, because what we want is to really build the brand and make sure we build the brand rightly. So if we look at it, we are probably not as registration market share focused as other brands, because we want to do things right.
Yeah.
So we are really focusing on retail customers, small and medium companies. We are a lot less playing into the bigger corporate markets, or we are very careful with the volume of cars we sell that will come with a buyback, for instance, because we need to be sure that we can remarket all our DSs secondhand through those sites.
Okay.
So it goes through the DS network. So we are very much controlled in the way we put DS to market.
So you're trying to get your customers to come back with their used DSs to the network again, am I correct?
Absolutely, so that's what we do. So if we have any car coming back to us, to the manufacturer, for instance, if we had done some rental cars and we do a very limited number of them, and then those cars, they will be remarketed. What we do is we remarket those cars through the retailers. Yeah. So the customers that can buy them, they have the full service of DS certified, which has actually won now for the second time the What Car Best Used Car Award. Right. So we know that the experience we want to get when you buy a new, you get it when you buy a used car as well. And then it protects the value of the brand and the residual values, which are absolutely key in the premium arena in particular.
How have you guys, obviously used cars have been going mad across the board, but have you guys seen similar levels?
Yeah, we've seen a peak. I must say the main used car we have from the new generation is the S7, which is quite a recent car, which has a price point which is on the higher price point. So I think the part of the used car market that was really on price is not the market that we touch. And so, but actually we've seen, yes, a surge. Probably not the same peak as you would see across the market, but we've seen a surge in terms of attraction of used cars. And the DS3 Crossback now is coming to the used car market. So we expect that to also get a lot of momentum. And
so, I mean, it's going to be a pretty strange rest of the year, I think. Yes. But what would be your prediction for sales in the next 5 months?
Yeah, in the next 5 months. So I think we've got a year to close, of course, and then a year to start. And we have the Brexit question mark on top of us. So I think the way we look at the close of the year, we'll just, sell on the stock we have. We are cautious not to bring too much stock into the UK because we want to make sure that we allow our customers the possibility to really make to order their cars, so they can really build the DS they want and not the DS that is there on the, for them to pick. So we have that a bit, but we think that in this arena, especially with the level of personalization that we deliver, we would like our customers to really order the car that they've built themselves. So I think we'll see probably a closing of the year, which is a big question mark in terms of the size of the market. What I want to see is clearly an upsurge in terms of E10s registration, which means the electrified cars, because we've got those cars available now, and I think there is a lot of interest. So I would like to see, let's say, this part of DS found more traction because of the interest that is on the market on electrified cars. And then the beginning of next year is a question mark. We'll be ready, whatever. If there is an agreement, a trade agreement, or if there isn't, we wish that there will be, obviously. But I think we'll be ready with whatever the market conditions.
I mean, and also, I guess it's almost worlds away to talk about that 2025 deadline. But are your dealers excited, apprehensive about the prospect of finding out they're going to have a completely electric brand in a few years' time?
No, I think they've all, engaged with the brand, knowing that this will be the path. So I think right now there's a lot of excitement. Obviously, our retailers, they're impatient to get more cars to put on their showroom. Because it's been an important transition for them. In 2018 was the year when we actually really separated the Citroën network from the DS network. So until June 2018, all the Citroën retailers could still sell DS3, DS4, DS5. From July 2018, only a few DS retailers, which we had kept in the right area with the right showrooms, so it was 25 of them, could start selling DS7 and DS3. Not DS3 Crossback, it came a year later. So the transition happened, which was a very important transition. So they've had one car, the new DS7, and the last units of DS3, the old one, and then a second car, DS3 Crossback. We've put to market the E10's electrified range, and now they're waiting for the next car, also eagerly, because they know what's to come, and it's quite exciting. So I think our retailers are like we are, eager to get more to offer to our customers. But yeah, so the electrification is, they've understood it's basically the way the market is going. And the fact that we have both plug-ins and the fully electric cars is also reassuring, because we know we're covering all customer needs.
And do you want to grow your network then? Do you need to get a better spread across the country to kind of reach your electric vehicle aims?
So yes, we do. I think today with 34 retailers today, I think what's the right number, we'll see. But yes, definitely there's space to grow, because we are not covering some of the important areas in the country, like Oxford or Liverpool, for instance. So yes, we are looking for partners to take DS on board, and obviously there will be opportunities coming because of whether through the PSA group as a whole. I think we've got a great proposition. We'll see what the future will be, but definitely I think we need to have a stronger footprint. And being today opening this place, and yesterday in Leicester, it's very exciting, and it's also a way for us to demonstrate that DS is here physically. The brick and mortar are still needed in the way that people will trust a new brand by looking at that we have invested into the facilities. But in parallel to that, we are developing the e-commerce side of the business. So we will be launching an e-commerce, so buying online platform, at the end of this year.
Right.
We've made some steps with what we call a virtual showroom. So you can go online, and one of our experts will be explaining the cars to you, demonstrating the cars in every detail, so you have a personalized experience. And it's not to cut off our retailers, it's just to make sure that the customer has the choice. If they want to go to us, they can. If they want to stay at home and get the same experience, or in the best possible virtual experience, they will also. So for us, it will be always a mix of trying to, sorry, I'm really struggling with the mask, and trying to deliver an experience that will be really tailored for them, but they have to have the choice. So we are looking at every moment that you could do physically, we're trying to replicate that online. So you can really adjust if you want to pop up for a visit or for a test drive. But if you want to have that at home, we'll be able to deliver that to you as well.
What sort of response are you seeing to that virtual showroom? Do a lot of people want that?
Yeah, very good. I think it's very interesting to see the type of very specific questions you can have.
Right.
People really wanting to really have a view of the boot because they want to fit a golf, their golf bag in there, or a specific question about the size of the glove box. And so I think this is great, because you're never able, if you have such a specific question, with this type of setup, you can have an answer very quickly.
Yeah.
So we've seen the satisfaction based on the satisfaction inquiry that we do, very good as well. So we are convinced that's definitely a way to go.
So you're actually seeing more of the kind of, what would you say, preconditioning, where people go, I like that car, but it has to have that, so I will ask them online.
That's it. I think you have also the general discovery. I've heard about it, and then you just want to know more, and so you'll be able to do the tour. We've got also questions about electric vehicles,
right? Because
we have a charger, a dummy charger. So our expert is able to demonstrate how you would charge your car, so to try to take out some of the hurdles about switching to electric cars, which is also, it's an education.
I guess those complicated bits where you sometimes go online and think, I'll just look up how far I can get, and you just want to be shown sometimes, and having that make a big difference.
Voilà.
That's cool.
So that's the future, and then we are using the virtual showroom now in different ways, including for business customers as well.
Right.
So for various things in the path, we can resort to this solution. So if you're a company, a fleet manager, for instance, and you're interested in the S, then you can connect to the virtual showroom, and you also have different questions.
Right.
But then you also be able to engage, and because now with these restrictions, it's very relevant to do that.
And so having a French parent company, they're obviously slightly further ahead with when it comes to the COVID restrictions and stuff. Does it really help having that kind of connection to France and then being able to share a bit of intel of what they're seeing?
You mean versus the...
Well, just when it comes to like the lockdown, sort of the spikes, they're kind of a couple of weeks ahead of us.
Yeah.
So does it give you guys a better understanding to feed back to your dealers about you need to prepare?
So it's actually true in the way that I don't know if it's the French side of PSA, but I think it's the global side.
Right.
When we were into lockdown, the UK came late into the lockdown, so we had all the experience of countries such as Italy, Spain, and France, who had started the lockdown earlier. So the company has had to adjust there earlier than we had here. So we were very quick in terms of changing all the protocols, all the journey, everything into our showrooms, starting to do pickup and delivery, etc. So we were faster to do that in the UK because we could take all those learnings with 2 or 3 weeks delay and implement them. So I think that's been very good in the way that we've shared those best practices. Also, you see that we're here with the mask. I think PSA is it takes a lot of care about the health and safety. So I think our own rules would be a bit tighter than they are, I think, anywhere else, but we think it's the right thing for our customers and for ourselves.
And you've obviously decided to go ahead still with the showroom when you probably could have turned around and said, it's probably not the right time. But why did it feel like it was the right time to make sure this was done?
So clearly, I think, again, you see the amount of traffic we've got here. When you're a young brand, and then you need to, basically, the one thing that we really want to develop is the awareness of the brand, because we know we've got amazing products, we've got the technology that comes with them, the know-how. PSA has invested very strongly on a full lineup, which is going to be revealed every year. So if you want to basically accelerate that knowledge, you also need to use this type of facilities and give the credibility, but also the reassurance for customers that, okay, the S is real. I can see they are prominent here, and then we can deliver the best experience. So for us, it was paramount to continue to do that.
And are you preparing your dealers in any way for a potential second lockdown, or do you think they'll stay open?
Well, actually, we don't know.
Right.
So the thing is, now we are prepared because we've got all the protocols ready. So we know exactly, unlike the first lockdown, now we know that we can just revert back to protocol A, B, C, D. They have all the standards, by which they do our daily work. All of that has been adjusted. So our DS expert here, they would have the manual would include, what to do and how to do it differently.
Oh,
so, I mean, we'll be ready, and it's valid for the same experience. I wish it won't happen, but if it has to happen for health and safety reasons, I mean, there will be no problem to, just revert back to the protocol.
Well, fantastic. Thank you so much for talking to us and sharing all that with us today. It's been lovely to meet you here in this lovely showroom.
It was a bit of fun with the mask up and down, but that's what it is now, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, thank you for watching today. If you'd want more videos, head over to our website, click the live button, you can find them all there, or subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and we will see you again next time.